Hello interwebs, and welcome to the Frontington and Backwards Steam Railway. I just recently bought myself this new locomotive added to my collection. This is a brand new Hornby Jinty. I literally just bought it, and I've noticed there's something a little bit odd about it that's not quite right. Don't think it should be doing that. Now, in fairness, it is brand new, it hasn't been properly run in yet, but that jerkiness doesn't quite seem right. It's definitely something I want to look into fixing and finding out what's wrong with it. Just for a bit of context, here is another of my locomotives. It's another Hornby model, so J94. My layout is DC, analog, and this model runs absolutely lovely. Just for reference, this is my controller down here. It's a 25-year-old Gagemaster DF. It's a little bit old by today's standards, it's not digital, but it is excellent. This is about 15% on my controller. Really, really smooth. This is probably what I'd consider full speed on my layout. And that's about 40% on the controller. Is the back with the Jinty, and to compare what it looks like, I'm just going to put the controller back up to, well, it's on 15 now and absolutely nothing. 20, absolutely nothing. 25, still absolutely no movement. Up to 30 and it's now starting to crawl along. Seems to cope alright in forwards, but there's very little control there. It seems to go from slow to fast very, very quickly, which makes it quite difficult to control. And as you saw before, going backwards, completely unpredictable. Not sure what's going on there. Now I should mention that this new model here is actually DCC. Came as standard with a DCC chip in it. Now my understanding is that it will have a DC mode, so even though it's not on a digital track, it should cope absolutely fine. What I've found is actually there's quite a bit of a threshold under which the DCC chip just refuses to send anything to the motor. So I think for my layout it may be just as well to disable the DCC completely. Here we are inside the locomotive. I've taken the top off, and you can see the DCC chip on the top there. What's also interesting is down here where the pickups are for the back wheels, and they seem to be in the wrong place. They seem to be in front of the wheels instead of behind them. Fairly easy to fix, but that might be accounting for some of the problems I've been having. Just doing a bit of running in here. Speeding along. In reverse though, it still seems to have a bit of a mind of its own. I'm going to see if I can get hold of a DCC blanking plate and see if that makes any difference. But if any of you have come across this issue before and know what's going on, I'd be really interested to hear. Do leave a comment. But that's all from me for now, and until next time, goodbye.